we're drafting live. Not only are we drafting live here in T-minus 9 minutes and 51 seconds, but we are going to do something different moving forward on the channel. When we're drafting, we're not just going to come in and draft. I don't want people to say, I don't really want to watch a draft show tonight. We're going to always take about 10 to 15 minutes to rant about something. And it's going to be a 10 to 15 minute intro before we ever get to any drafting, because you deserve content as much as you deserve mock drafting, live drafting. I'm here for you. Tonight's topic before we draft Kenneth Walker, Joe Burrow, why you should draft both of them, why you should be taking advantage of the discounted price tag that's not going to sit in front of you forever. Joe Burrow, Kenneth Walker, why should you draft them? And then a live best ball draft on Underdog Fantasy, promo code Smitty. Link is being dropped right now in the live chat. I'm going to pin that link. If you want to get in, make sure you click that now. That show, the Joe Burrow, the Kenneth Walker, this show begins right now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
From the Fantasy.
Joe Burrow, Kenneth Walker, two madmen that are just falling down draft boards by the handfuls of rounds. Just one round, 2 rounds in some cases. I've seen Joe Burrow go in round 7. I've been sent screenshots, just multiple in an hour period of time, especially when the news first broke that he would be out a couple weeks with the calf injury. I got sent DM after DM. Look at this. 7.1, 7.3. Kenneth Walker, groin injury. He was going at 4.5 to 5.3. DM, photo, Smitty, look where I got him. 5.5, 6.1, 6.4. And the truth of the matter is, there's risk. Sure. I mean, we don't know exactly what's going on with Kenneth Walker's groin injury. We don't know exactly what's going to happen with Joe Burrow if he steps out onto the field even a day too early and they bring him back, and we're shocked that he ends up re-injuring the calf and then he sits out a big chunk of time. We don't know. We don't know. The truth of the matter is we don't know. And that's fantasy football. But what I can tell you with confidence right now, and I think this is what you should take away, the big takeaway right here. We have no information that suggests that Joe Burrow is going to have some sort of serious lingering situation going on with his calf. It's a calf strain. It's not considered to be severe. Every report we've seen is like, this is a 2 to 3 week injury. They're being cautious. So the only thing you have is you're scared. You're worried that it's going to become something. You're cooking up stuff in your mind. We have nothing in front of us that tells us that Joe Burrow is not going to be 100% for week 1. Same thing with Kenneth Walker. This is a mild groin strain. He had the hernia last year. They're being very cautious with him. He is their workhorse. Zach Charbonnet's been hampered with the shoulder, and even though Zach Charbonnet showed up and was at practice today, it is thought to be something that is potentially something that could maybe even get worse if he just continues to take hits and he doesn't heal, but he's back at practice. Walker's is more preventive. Charbonnet's is less intrusive right now, but it is a little bit more concerning, I think, for the long term. Now, groin injuries can linger, hamstring injuries can linger, calf injuries for Joe Burrow can linger, but the bottom line is everything we're being told about both of these gentlemen is that they're minor injuries, they're precautionary sitting out type situations, and everybody's just coming to their own conclusion based out of fear. Hey, what if Burrow? What if Walker? But no one has anything tangible other than they're sitting out. Now, you might say, Smitty, this sounds so hypocritical of you when you say, look at Cooper Kupp. Avoid him. He's coming off a big injury, okay? A big injury where he had a procedure done, a surgery done, and wasn't even close to being 100% even up to a month ago. and then he goes out and pulls his hamstring. Smitty, how hypocritical of you to not be open-minded to Cooper Kupp recovering. He's 30. This guy's a young man. Neither one of these guys are at that tipping point in their career where age is kept catching up to them, where they're getting older, or where they have some sort of need to prove they're bouncing back before we can buy in. Cooper Kupp is in that bucket of player. He needs to prove himself before he can get back into my top 5 overall good graces. Walker's not going there. Walker's ADP is where? Round 5, round 6, sometimes late 6th round territory. Joe Burrow was in 4-5. Now he's in 5-6 and sometimes in your grandma league 7. There's a big difference between Cooper Kupp going number 5 overall and you taking on that risk with him being 30 years old in an offense I don't believe in. And in a very bad situation with the quarterback. We don't know how long he can stay upright or in the lineup, and who knows how short of a leash that Matthew Stafford will be on, because there's reports in the offseason that they wanted to get rid of Stafford. They wanted to trade him, and they just ended up, okay, he's back, let's go, let's ride. How short of a leash could he be on? And if he's constantly injured as he gets older, well, they're going to turn to Stetson Bennett, who I like, but he's going to be a rookie learning. There's no way he overfeeds Cooper Kupp like Stafford's been overfeeding him. Cooper Kupp needs Stafford in a similar fashion that Davante Adams needed Derek Carr or Aaron Rodgers. Davante Adams now gets Jimmy G. It's like watering a plant a little bit. That's what Jimmy G does. He waters the plants just a little bit. He can't throw footballs all over the field. He can't let everyone absorb tons of targets. This is Jimmy G. He's just going to sprinkle a little water out all over the field. No one's going to eat. No one's going to have abundance in a Raiders uniform, catching the football, running the football. There's no abundance in Las Vegas. There's none. And the same thing's going to apply to the Rams situation where Cooper Kupp needs abundance. And there's no way Stetson Bennett's going to go out there and just shoot the ball all over the field to the tune of what Stafford does for Cooper Kupp and did for Cooper Kupp and help Cooper Kupp become the guy Cooper Kupp became. Because that's needed. That's a component and a piece of the recipe that's no longer really in play. And people need to understand that. Same thing with Davante Adams. Part of Davante Adams' recipe has been either gunslinging laser lock Derek Carr or gunslinging laser lock on a wide receiver Aaron Rodgers. We've never seen this recipe broken up. Here's Adams, and here's no quarterback to pair with him. Here's a quarterback in Jimmy G that can't throw the football. Kupp and avoid. There's a big difference between Kupp and avoiding him. I know I went on a Raider tangent. I always do. But Kupp is very different. There's no hypocritical stance here. There's a very explainable, plausible difference between Walker, young man, potent offense, run heavy. His coach loves him. He passes the eye test. He's very, very young. He's gonna do well. And he's sitting out precautionary type of situation. Joe Burrow, look, he could go out there a day too early and it pull, and he's out 2, 3, 4 weeks. It could happen, but at a drop of a round and a half to 2 rounds, it's worth the gamble. But as I always say, and I'll leave you with this, as I always say, make sure you do things in a smart fashion, things that mirror some of the dividing and conquering that I talk about in terms of Burrow and Fields anyway. Okay, this is your opportunity to say, I'm not scared of Burrow. I'm with you, Smitty, but I've drafted Burrow in a ton of leagues already, and I've been wanting to draft Fields. This gives me an opportunity and a reason to say, instead of going 70% Burrow and maybe 10% Fields, 10% T-Law, blah, 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 you get to now turn and shift in the direction of Fields and say, you know what? I'm still drafting Joe Burrow because Smitty said to, and you do what you want, but my advice is to draft Joe Burrow still. Take advantage of the 6th and 7th round value, the 5th, 6th, and 7th round value he could have. But also understand my concept of I like Fields and Burrow near equal anyway. So if you've oversaturated your best ball drafts with Joe Burrow, Underdog Fantasy, the code's in the live chat. I'm going to pin it in 1 second. Let me drop the link one more time. If you want to draft, click that link right now. It's in the live chat. Underdog Fantasy, promo code Smitty. They'll match up to $100. But If you're oversaturated with Joe Burrow anyway, shift over and say, instead of 50-50 Burrow Fields, maybe I go 70% Fields right now with Joe Burrow currently in this situation. That's fine too. I've been saying that all week long. I love Joe Burrow. I love Fields. That's why both of them are in the 4 best picks of 2023. I have Burrow as the number 1 best pick in fantasy football 2023. I have Jahmyr Gibbs as the number 2. I have Justin Fields as the number 3. I love both of these guys. I love all 4 of these guys. Okay, but you have an opportunity to go get this guy right now because you're worried about Joe Burrow. Do it. Take it. 70% shares at quarterback. Go forward. Take him in Fields. Now's the opportunity to do it. Okay? Now, we're getting into the live draft, so we will open up that app right here, and we're going to jump right in. So I appreciate you guys all coming into the live stream tonight. And let me go ahead and pin that link real quick so everybody can get right in and find it. So let me go ahead and find that link. Let me pin it. Here we go. Pinning it now. Boom. Okay. Pinned. This is a live best ball draft. Okay, here we go. We're going to go over to the weekly winners, which is such a fun contest. This contest, I'm going to click it, but I'm not jumping in yet, so don't hit the green button yet. I'm just going to click it to go over it. This is such a fun contest because there's $3.5 million in prizes, but it's paid out weekly and only weekly. There's no prize at the end of the year. You're drafting a team in one sitting. You don't get to redraft. You don't get to add players. You got to be strategic and say, I'm drafting once for the entire season. But every single week, the weekly prize breakdown is this: $20K to whoever scores first in points that week. Every week. Every single week. That means that you can plan everything around week 4. You could just say, I'm drafting the best week 4 team I can. And if I win week 1, week 5, week 10, week 17, all individual, there's no prize at the end of the year. It's week 10, $20K to first in that week. Week 12, $20K to first that week. And so on. Second gets $10K each week. Third gets $9K each week. Fourth gets $8. All the way down. Every week's individual. That means you could win $20K in week 1, have the worst team the rest of the season, literally have everybody injured or suspended from weeks 2 and through 16. You could draft an entire team that's suspended from weeks 2 through 17 and literally just draft for week 1 and win $20K if your team is the highest scoring team. Click the green button now. I'm clicking it with the YouTube delay in 5 seconds and jumping in. 30-second draft timer, two running backs, 3 wide receivers, 1 flex, 1 tight end, 1 quarterback, 10 more to start this bad boy. These are weekly winners. These are where it's at. And I've got a bunch of you amazing people in here. Vampy's in here. Big Dog's in here. Owen, Dez, Blind Larry, Klondike, Just Sherman, Thought Criminal, Garling. Appreciate you all. File on in. Sick Nasty's in the building. Andres, Luke, Avery, appreciate you. First in the building tonight was, let's see here, Lone Sentinel, Sick Nasty, D Money, Garling, Mullen, Matt O, Big Dog, appreciate you all. Fane, D Money, Perry, Double A in the building, Double A, appreciate you. Draft starts in 36 seconds. I don't appear to have a top 5 pick. Let me keep scrolling. 7. I'll take it. I don't love 7, but I'll take it. Garrett's in the draft. Weekly winners I like better, and I don't need a $3 million prize. Seems more like a lottery than... yeah, the weekly winners is great because, I mean, yeah, how many times you draft a team, you're like, I love it, and then it gets hurt mid-season? Like, in the weekly winners, all you got to do is say, you know what? I'll take Derrick Henry higher than I would normal. Why? Because even if you told me Derrick Henry retires in week 8, but balls out and is the best running back from weeks 1 through 7, I have 7 leagues. Week 1 is a league. Week 2 is a league. Week 3 is a league. Every single week is like its own league, standalone, independent league that has no ties to the previous weeks around it or before it. So it's absolutely phenomenal contest. I love it. Sign up now. Guys, if you missed this draft, jump in one right alongside of us. The link's right here. Click the link, sign up, use code Smitty. They'll match up to $100 on your first deposit. And just jump into a draft alongside of us. Sometimes that's the best way to draft because you hear the logic and the thinking and you get to apply it to your own draft that's a little bit behind, a round or two behind, and it just makes for an amazing experience. Chase, JJ, McCaffrey, Tyreek Hill, comma is up. He takes Kelsey. G-Men is in the building. I don't know if that's one of our guys or not. That might be our G-Man. It might be a different G-Man. I don't know. Austin Eckler, I don't think it's ours because Bijan fell. Well, that's fantastic for me. Bijan at 7, hard to get in our group. So that felt pretty good. I would have taken Kelsey or Aeon. That's our guy, Garrett Wilson, because he's taken him in the first. And a lot of people don't take him in the first. He can slip. That's what we tried to do in the throne draft. Didn't work, but it was a great attempt. I even heard from the team that drafted Garrett Wilson, they barely did it, and they said that was really early, and they were worried it was too early. Garrett Wilson, A.J. Brown, Diggs, Nick Chubb, and Dan the Grim Reacher. Dan the Grim Reacher is on the clock with back-to-backs, 12 and 13 picks. And the phone lines are open.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Dial into the show, people. Phone lines are open. Let me move the phone line up here. Actually, I'll put it down in the corner. That will work, and we'll move this sucker up there. All right, so we're circling back around. Amon and CeeDee Lamb at the 12 and 13. Nick Chubb and Saquon at 11 and 14. Josh Allen and Diggs at 10 and 15. A.J. Brown and Cooper Kupp are paired up. Garrett Wilson and who? And I'm up with Bijan and my next player that I'm going to grab here in a second. Chris Olave went. Let's go. Man, this is tough. Man, weekly winners is really, really tough because, Hurts scores so many points and, you try to get. I'm going to go Hurts here. I'm going to assume that we're going to have a lot of early quarterbacks because we got a lot of our people here. And I think this will be advantageous for me coming back around to the next pick. But because I think everyone's going to be scooping these QBs up. We're a big early quarterback community as it is. There goes Mahomes. And I just think that by the time he gets back to me, I'll explain in a minute why I did this, and you'll see that it was the right move, I think. Blind Larry says, "Come on, Barkley in the first, let's go." Come on, Barkley in the first, let's go. How do you feel about Hill, Smith? I'm very skeptical about Tyreek Hill right now. I'm just a little worried about injury. I'm worried about him. I'm worried about Tua most of all with injury, but I'm worried about just that team and how it's going to survive if Tua goes down. I'm not so much worried about Tyreek Hill getting hurt, although I think that's coming at some point. I don't know if it'll be this year, but the guy's such a quick twitch guy, and he's firing those hamstrings off. I just feel like, Deshaun Jackson type of situation could be awaiting us at some point. I don't know that it'll be this year, but Tua going down is a big injury risk to that entire offense and getting in the red zone. Cody says, "Got Gibbs, would you trade Goddard and Roshan for Muth, Monty, and Darnell Washington in Dynasty?" No. I don't think I would. I don't think you don't need Monty for anything. Is he a nice player to have? Sure, but I don't think you need it. I don't think it necessarily is a must for you. Just like Algier's not a must for a Bijan owner, in my opinion. But I would just let myself relish in the Goddard Gibbs combo there, and not force myself to go get David Montgomery. Dez, you're live on the Fantasy Football Show. What's up, pal?
Yeah, man. How's it going?
I'm good, bro.
Good.
Just watching this draft unfold.
Yeah, man. Weekly winners is just a totally different animal, man.
Yeah,
I don't even know how to really properly attack it.
yeah. You know what I've been doing, bro, is just letting everybody have these creative ideas, which are fun, and I do want to implement some. To be honest, I want to like research something, and I just haven't had time. That's like 1 week specific, and go, God, I'd love to attack week 10,
Yeah.
whatever. But what I find is people are reaching on combinations to get those weird little things, and it just ends up players fall that shouldn't fall,
Right. Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
I end up saying to myself, man, I couldn't get this guy in a regular best ball, but I'm getting him in the weeklies, so I'm just going to continue to take best player available. And that's kind of been my mantra in this.
And I see right there that number 3 got Devontae Smith in the third round. That doesn't happen in best ball.
Yeah, Devontae. Yeah. So we'll see what happens here. So it went Jahmyr Gibbs right before that. That's a shame. I would have definitely been interested in that, but that's not the end of the world for me. I think right here, because this is weeklies, Debo has a whole lot more value to me, and I'm very comfortable with him as my first wide receiver in weeklies because it's inconsistency that worries me about Debo. And in a weekly best ball, all you need is for all your guys to pop in 1 week, and that's it. As we just described, it has nothing to do with season long. There's no season long stats. There's no season long winner. There's no money waiting at the end of the rainbow for anybody. All I need is Jalen Hurts, Bijan, and Debo to pop in 1 week, and I can win 20K. That's it. It doesn't matter. All three of them could be injured weeks 1 through 16, and they could all just do well in week 17. I could win 20K in week 17 alone. So this feels like a really good trio right here: Bijan, Hurts, and Debo.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And in weeklies. I don't like Debo in the third necessarily in a non-weeklies, but I love this. I love this so far. I think this is really, really good. Jacobs or Debo in a weeklies, give me Debo. In a regular draft, give me Debo. I don't like Jacobs, big dog. I just don't, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah, no, Jacobs. I mean, that whole situation is scary with Jacobs. I don't know really what to make of it.
Yeah, it's a tough one to read too, because he's not. I mean, his headspace. We don't know where his headspace is. We don't know. People can say, "Oh, he's working out." That doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything. You can work out. You can work out 8 times a day. Missing time on the field, cutting in pads with players and taking hits, and cutting in situations where, especially if you're a running back, where you're planting, and wide receivers have a little of this, but not as much as running backs. Running backs have it every step. But if you could imagine, bro, if you're trying to run through a gap in the offensive line and you're planting your leg and you're getting hit unexpectedly, I don't know if do you have kids, Des?
What's that?
Do you have kids?
Oh no, sir.
Yeah, well, if you ever like, you're walking and kids will like jump on your back when you're like stepping and you're like, you could just imagine a running back trying to go through a hole, and as you're planting, you're getting hit in a different direction, and it's the amount of damage you can do to your knees and your body by just hold on a second. What am I going to do here? Let's go. It's a little early here, but I'm about to time out, and I want to make sure I get guys like I went Drake London. So Bijan, Hurts, Debo, Drake London. It's like it's hard to explain, but like if you don't have kids, like kids I'll be like walking and my kid will just jump on my back, and I'll be like planting with my left leg, and I'll be like, oh, and I'm not expecting it, and it just like, I forget why we're even talking about that. What were we talking about?
Yeah, you talking about running backs.
Oh, yeah. So missing camp. Yeah. Like people think that, you go out and you just get back on the field, you start taking hits. Your body getting used to that kind of like abrupt changing of direction and planting and getting hit in one side of your body unexpectedly while you're cutting another direction. Running backs take such abuse to their knees and their lower body. People don't even realize. They just think they get the ball, they run smoothly into the hole, they get hit a couple times, and they get driven down to the ground softly, and that's it. That's how we see it as a fan. But a running back is just getting demolished. sent in a left direction while they're trying to go right unexpectedly, and just their meniscus just getting smashed in between the knee joint. That's all I picture, man. With my knee issues that I've had, all I picture is a running back planting like this, getting hit this way, and just look at the knee. Look at the knee. Imagine this meniscus here just getting smashed around right there. You hold out and you don't come to play football until September 1, and you try and go out there and make cuts. Your knees aren't prepared for that. Yeah. And that's why you see a lot of players suffer injury that have held out, doesn't matter how much they're working out, because their bodies are not in tune and ready to rumble at all.
Right.
Let's see here.
Yeah, you said, you on the clock?
So, real quickly, Joe Burrow, so 88899, I don't know who is that. Tell me who you are in the chat, but he drafted both the players that we're talking about here tonight, and took them way too early. But it's okay. Like, we're reaching. It's kind of a reach fest. I don't blame you. You could say, Smitty, you took Hurts, but Hurts is going in round 2. Burrow's going, like I described at the beginning of the show, he's going around 5, 6, 7. You took him in 3. And Kenneth Walker's going now in 5, 6. You took him in 4. But I understand, and it's interesting to watch you draft both those guys in our community in Snipe City. And I get why you took them, and your team looks great. I mean, your team does look great. But as everybody watching right now, you will not see them go this high in your draft. And so it was interesting to see the one guy take both of them. Okay, go ahead, Des. What question do you have? I'm sorry I keep sidetracking you.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, I mean, with the whole running back situation, I think you said on the show a couple weeks ago that, the current, stable of running backs in the NFL, this generation of running backs that we have right now, we're not going to see, significant change when it comes to, the contract situation until, the guys like Bijan gives, this up-and-coming, these next rookie classes, unless they start getting, these monster contracts their rookie year, they're not gonna, really, they're not gonna have their value really, properly appraised. And like you said a couple weeks ago, I think, it's like driving a car, a new car off the lot. They constantly just lose that value. So, I mean, man, Josh Jacobs and the JT situation, man, it's unfortunate. They're talented, but it's just not gonna. I mean, I just don't see it being properly resolved the way they want to. They're just going to have to compromise.
Yeah, it's nothing's going to help. Member for 10 months, 49er Faithfully, appreciate you. So appreciate you dropping that message. Yeah, running backs, this group of running backs is not going to see the impact. You're right. And I don't even know when the impact or what the impact could be. I think it depends how much noise is made. It depends on how much the public and, it's tough to say how this is going to, what's going to impact it and what's going to make change. But I do believe that at the end of the day, Bijan and Gibbs are going to be key to the movement. Brees is going to be key to the movement. Kenneth Walker is going to be key to the movement. If these guys can exit their rookie deals and still have value, that's when I think things could kind of shift a little bit. But the problem right now that remains, as much as we want to defend RBs, the problem really is, can an RB sign a new deal at 27 years old and actually contribute for 2 or 3 years? Because right now 27 feels like the new 29, and 29 was the year before your drop off. If you were 29 years old 10 years ago, that was a kiss of death. That was your final hurrah. And if you turned 30 before the season started, the odds were so against you. You literally had almost no shot at playing a full season at the same elite level of your prime. If you turned 30 before the season started, it was facts. That was just plain and simple. But the game getting more aggressive over the years, harder hitting players, better training, a lot of lower body shots because heads and upper bodies are protected more, right? So players are hitting lower and all that. It's really getting to the point where it's hard to be good after 27 is the new 29. It's hard to be as on point. Let me see what I'm gonna do here. Hold on. I got Hurts, Bijan, Debo, London, Hopkins feels pretty good in the weeklies. I think I'm going to roll with an RB here. I'm going to go Javonte. It's weekly, so like this is the thinking this is the thinking where I don't need him to be electric in week 1. I need at some point this entire team to try and win 1 week for me to win 20K. And what better player to go after than Debo and Javonte? You know, and Breece Hall's another good one because you don't need Breece to be Breece right in the beginning. You need him to be Breece at any point during the year. So Javonte and Debo and Bijan and Drake London, Hopkins, and Hurts, it feels like a really good weeklies team. I'm very proud of this team.
Yeah. Yeah, and I like the way the Denver's offense is trending. I really think that Sean Payton can really make an impact there and really turn the clock with backwards with Russell Wilson.
If anybody can, it's him. If anybody can, it's Sean Payton for sure. He's a hard-nosed guy. He won't let Wilson get away with anything. Wilson can't bring his entourage in anymore. You know, and kind of like take over the locker room, which was stupid. Hackett was such a Hackett job. I'm not saying Hackett and Aaron Rodgers aren't going to be good because we've seen it be good. Not to mention Hackett as a head coach is different than Hackett as an offensive coordinator. You know, like you can be, I'm not saying he's a great offensive coordinator necessarily. I'm just saying with Aaron Rodgers, he's great. If let's say Aaron Rodgers didn't go to New York and they were like, holy crap, what are we going to do? And they had to bring in like Wentz and they didn't know where they were going to go. I'd be worried about Garrett Wilson. I'd be worried about Breece Hall. And then Hackett being in the mix of that on top of it would have worried the hell out of me. But the fact that Hackett is literally there for Aaron Rodgers and Aaron Rodgers in that offense looks amazing. And Hackett doesn't have as much responsibility whatsoever. Not to mention he can't just like say, I'm not playing Breece Hall. That's not going to be his call. I'm not worried about a committee or anything like that. Not to mention, if you keep in mind, Hackett wanted one running back after Javonte went down. It was just horrible luck for us that Javonte went down. Everybody's worried about Melvin Gordon all year, and I said, don't worry about Melvin Gordon. Melvin Gordon's nothing. He got cut. Melvin Gordon was nothing. He only threatened his early work, but if Javonte had stayed healthy, that job was his and his alone because during the season, Hackett cut Melvin and was on a search for one running back. Lat Murray, anybody, please just take all the work. Like he was begging one running back to carry the load. Nobody could. So I think people need to keep that in mind too. He's not going to come in and dismantle or destroy Breece Hall's career.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's see here. I think I know where I want to go with this. I'm almost up. Let's see here. This is a good little team so far. Let me hit this caller real quickly. 311, you're live. Who's this? 311, who are you? You're live. What's up? Who's this?
My name's Tyler.
What's up, Tyler? What can I help you with?
Okay, I had a quick question, and I'll get out of your ear.
All right.
When it comes to the fourth round, I've been fourth, fifth round. If you had to take
311, you're live. Who's this?
I'm looking.
Turn the radio down in the background if you would.
Yeah.
Or the radio, the show.
Yeah, I turn it on.
I say that because I did 20 years of radio. And we'd have people that always have the radio in the background and get the reverb, and I just had that natural like response. So turn the radio down. Turn the radio down in the background, Sonny boy. Okay, go ahead.
So I heard I watch your content a lot, and I know you're big on Christian Watson, and I'm a Green Bay Packer fan. But in the fourth, fifth round, if I had to pick between Christian Watson or like Justin Fields, because I want both of them, but assuming one goes, if I had to take one of the two, who would you take?
It just depends on the team build, bro. You're asking me to give you a concrete answer on something that never, ever, ever is going to have a concrete answer. Like if anybody tells you one or the other, stop watching their channel. Because how in the hell am I going to know that? And what good would that do you to blanketly say, you know what I mean? But I would say in general, Fields falls to 5 and Christian Watson goes in 4. So loosely, I would say you should be probably leaning Watson so you can try and get both. And the fact that Trevor Lawrence is going to be your safety net later, Christian Watson is probably the safer choice, but like depends on scoring. I just think that, there's a better chance of getting both by going Watson and then Fields. And if not, you go Trevor Lawrence.
And how early is too early to take Jameer? Because I'm looking at him in the second. And
Jameer Gibbs? Jameer Gibbs?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean 12-man league or 14?
12.
Okay, yeah. Why would you look in the second? And bro, I appreciate you, Tyler. I'm not trying to.
So the reason that I say that is because I have the fourth pick coming back in the second, third. I have a friend who said that if he's there, he's taking him. So I wouldn't get him in the third.
Why would he tell you that though? I don't ever understand that when people are like, I know who so and so is going to take. Would you ever give up that information, Tyler? Would you ever tell?
But that's what I'm calling.
I know.
I have information. No.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying. Does anybody have information about who you're going to take?
Oh, me? No, I don't.
But I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? It's smoke and misinformation. I highly doubt anybody knows what anybody's going to do, and I think everyone's just blowing smoke right up everybody else's rear end. But I think in general, bro, I'd say what's your pick? What pick are you picking at?
I got 4 out of 12.
So 3.4. Come on, you're telling me he's going to go before 3.4? I think he could.
I mean, it's what it sounds like. He might be blowing smoke, but it's what it sounds like.
I think you're panicking and taking him, and it's possible he returns that value for sure. I mean, I love him, but like, what's your team going to look like? The Jameer Gibbs in the third looks really good.
I'm hoping to get Bijan at 4. Second round, I'm really not sure. I don't know what I could get back in that second round.
You know where I could see this being okay? Like, let me just run you through an example. If you did take Jameer Gibbs there, which I do not condone, and I don't want a single one of my followers doing that, because that is not how you draft Jameer Gibbs. Like, you got to take the home run swing that's going to win you the league in the third round. Seconds where he could climb with one breakaway run in the preseason, or just in practice or something. But you gotta take advantage of where these guys are going. You cannot keep doing the reaching thing, or eventually you're gonna have a team that just doesn't look right. You're gonna have a team that looks as if you're missing your second round pick. You have a first rounder, you have a third rounder, you have a third rounder, you have a fifth rounder because you reached on your fourth round. You got to be careful. Right. But like, here's the scenario: Bijan, Gibbs, and let's say you take Ridley. Or Olave. If Olave fell to your third round pick, guess what? Olave could go in your second round and Gibbs could go in your third, and you hit a home run. Like that, Right. But can you trade? Is there any trading? I don't know.
We can trade picks. I already traded up because I wanted to get Bijan. I was at 11, and I just wanted to make sure I got him, so I traded up to 4.
Yeah,
but I can't trade.
That's tough, bro. If you get Olave, bro, you just made up for it. You know what I mean? Because think about it. If you're waiting on Gibbs and he does fall, and Gibbs and Olave are there, you're like, damn it, I can only take one, and you're gonna look back and say, I missed out on Gibbs. Now I could have Gibbs and Olave. So like, that's the only time where it's gonna work out. But bro, this could end very badly if you don't get a player in the third round that kind of, technically speaking, could be a second round player. That's the only way I could Smitty approve it. Otherwise, I can't condone it. I'm not saying it's a mistake. You
Smitty approve Olave in a second?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do. Now, but hold on. Do I Smitty approve Olave in the second in an ESPN draft, or in a draft where his value is not in the second round? No. But let me make this draft selection real quickly, and then hold on, I'll show you something. I'm on the clock. Let's go McKinnon. Let me show you the draft board. Look at where Olave went in this draft, bro. And this isn't necessarily early. 17 overall. Okay, I'll tell you. 17 overall. And this guy reached a little bit, but he goes in round 2 on underdog. Where's Olave go in ESPN? 3rd round.
Third.
So do I Smitty approve Olave in round 2? Yes, if the suggested rank supports it. If the suggested rank laughs at you taking Olave in round 2 and your league goes like this, where was Olave even ranked? I didn't even see him on the board. If grandma's scratching her head going, who's this Olave guy? And you're taking him in the 2nd round, I don't Smitty approve that. So context matters. No blanket statements, no concrete answers. Case by case, Tyler, case by case. You know what I mean?
Right. All right, Smitty, I think you helped me out. Appreciate it. I love the content too, by the way. Keep it up. I just started following you about a couple days ago, and I've been watching your stuff religiously. So.
Well, I appreciate you. I've been doing it 20 plus years on YouTube for, I think this is year 5. I don't know, but so we're not going anywhere, pal. We'll be here. So keep calling in. I got you in the system. Tyler, from where? Where are you calling from?
Illinois.
Let me put that in here. Okay, I got you in here. Call in anytime, man.
Awesome. Appreciate it, boss. All
right, later. Dez, what else you got?
Smitty, round 7, you went for Mike Evans. I'm surprised you didn't go for the Goddard Hurts stack right there. I was wondering what your was.
In weeklies, stacking doesn't concern me.
Mm-hmm.
I could live to regret that, maybe. Nobody knows. No one's ever played a weeklies before. Everybody's just batting blind right now. But I'll take it where I can get it.
First year that...
Yeah, there's never been weeklies before. You just need everybody to pop in 1 week. This is not something where, you're looking down the barrel of 17 straight weeks. So I have almost no drive to make a slightly lesser player pick to get the stack, which is why I say my strategy in weeklies is pretty much let everybody do these weird things, and I'm just going to take best player available because I feel like I'm seeing things I shouldn't see. And I'm also using, hey, Henry's more valuable, Eckler's more valuable, Christian McCaffrey's more valuable, Deebo Samuel's more valuable, Kincaid's more valuable, because you don't need everybody to be monsters. Breece Hall's more valuable, Javante's more valuable. You don't need guys to be monsters all year long. I'm afraid this guy's gonna go. This is a little early here. Hold on. I need to get a tight. So like this, for example, I think Okonkwo could have a better year than Goddard. So I could, not will, could. He's a top 5 breakout candidate for me at the tight end position. So for me, I love having Okonkwo, and I was able to get Mike Evans. So now I've got Deebo, Drake London, DeAndre Hopkins, Mike Evans, Kadarius Toney, Okonkwo. I got Bijan Robinson, Javonte Williams, Jerick McKinnon, Jalen Hurts. Feels very, very much like a team that could win just one individual week at any point during the season, weeks 1 through 17, and get me 20K. I like it a lot. I'm really digging this team.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I know when I plant like on tight end, Chig is like at the top of my board whenever, what round is that, like round 11? No. Round 9? Yeah. No, that was round 11, right?
I don't know. Dylan says, I feel stacks would matter more in weeklies, wouldn't they? No one knows, Dylan. Logically you could say that, Burrow, and Chase having, well, let's use a different example because they're such a potent offense. The stack is, we love the stack in redraft, dynasty, best ball, doesn't matter. But if you say something like Goddard and Hurts, that stack versus Goddard and Okonkwo, what Dylan's trying to say is that if you have them in weeklies together, that the odds might be better. He's thinking, and he might be right because no one knows, the odds might be better to have the stack. But what I'm trying to say is I feel like in the weeklies, you get the right combinations of, like, if I get a different tight end to back up Okonkwo, I'm just worried about having the best talent at every position, and then I don't care if one outscores the other one individual week versus the entire season. So I'm feeling like Okonkwo has just as much ability to have a game that Goddard is going to have. And if let's say I get like a Aaron Rodgers or somebody to back up, Hurts, maybe Okonkwo and Aaron Rodgers in that 1 week are going to carry me, and I don't even need the stack at all. I don't know. You could argue all kinds of things. Who knows? I just feel like stacks don't feel as important in weeklies because it's just one. It's one. It'll be fun to reflect on.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll be right, Dylan. I don't know.
I was just about to say it'll be definitely interesting to see, like, after the season's over, like looking back on it, just how like what the proper route is to go. You see some just crazy strategies going into here. Some people target bye weeks, and other people just target one team. So it's definitely interesting for sure.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just making a pick here. I normally don't force Alex here. Oh, Fitzy, what's up, Fitzy? You're live.
What's up, man? Yeah, I was going to ask you about some draft strategy because, I play in a 10-team league, and I just got the second overall pick. They announced it. So I think the guy at first is going to take CMC. It was a PPR league. I honestly want to take Jamar over Justin Jefferson for some reason. I don't know. I just feel like he's going to have more touchdowns than Jefferson.
Well, I mean, I'm sure you follow my content. Chase is my number 1 overall player in PPR, so you're not alone.
Anyway, that was one question, and the second question is in the second round. So I have a second pick. I want Garrett Wilson to fall, but if he's not falling, I'm going to take Olave in the second. So he's like my plan B, and then maybe take Tony Pollard in the third. I mean, is that a good strategy?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you get Tony Pollard in the third, that's a very good strategy if it works. But he's going in the second round. But
I know, but I kind of play in a grandma league somewhat, so I feel like he is going to fall.
Okay, then yeah, you're hitting home runs out of the.
I feel like maybe I should take Tony Pollard in the second, and then Olave falls to the third.
Probably. Are you playing on ESPN? Yeah, if it's on ESPN, Olave's in the third.
Sleeper.
Where's his ADP on Sleeper? Probably in the third round. I bet you Tony Pollard goes higher on Sleeper. So I'm guessing. I don't know. So my guess is you're better off going Pollard and then Olave. And if not, go Gibbs. You go Gibbs, or you go Olave Gibbs. Take Gibbs, but Gibbs will fall in the fourth round in the grandma league. You're good. You're gonna walk out with Chase, Tony Pollard, Olave, and Gibbs. I know it, and Burrow.
The thing is, I want it. I was thinking about taking Gibbs at the 2-3 turn, but it just really doesn't make sense. When I can just get Olave
not in the grandma
Tony
league,
Pollard.
Not in the grandma league. Don't even.
But if Gibbs doesn't fall, then I'm thinking about getting Calvin Ridley if he falls. And then I want to take, Justin Fields in the 4th, 5th turn, but I feel like if I take Calvin Ridley, I want to stack him with Trevor Lawrence. So it's I know Justin Fields might be better, but
if it's not best ball, stacking doesn't matter as much. You don't have to. I mean, it's for fun. You're stacking for fun.
Well,
there's zero points. There's 0 points or even really strategy in redraft and dynasty non-best ball to stack. To take a
right.
I love Fields, but I really want to stack. That's sacrificing.
Right, right. So you take Fields in the 4th. And then
not in a grandma league. I don't think. I think you're going to get him in the 5th round. If not, you take Trevor Lawrence.
In the beginning of the 5th,
Yeah, I mean, I guess. Yeah. I don't know. It depends. I mean, definitely.
I mean, who would you rather have? Would you have? Let's say Joe Burrow falls to the 4th round, or I can get Justin Fields in the beginning of the 5th.
Joe Burrow shouldn't be in the 4th round either. Should be,
I know, but my guys take quarterbacks late, so I don't know. He could be there.
No, he should be in the 5th or 6th round, Joe Burrow.
Oh.
Because he's struggling with the calf injury.
Earlier. I've been doing some mock drafts.
You may, but he's got that calf injury, bro, and his ADP's been in round 4, and it's been falling to 5, 6. I've had people reporting round 7 because of the calf injury. So it kind of depends on.
Not even going to miss a week though.
Well, that's why I'm doing this live stream. You see the thumbnail.
Right, I saw it, yeah.
Yeah, Burrow, Walker, what are you doing? I'm pointing at you, bro, in the thumbnail. I'm saying don't listen to this garbage, but take advantages at the same time, though. Like you're taking Burrow in 4. Well, it just depends. Bro, everything matters based on the suggested rank, especially if you're drafting with grandmas. If your suggested rank, when they're on the clock, says Joe Burrow's the 4th best player available overall, and you're in round 4, guess what? They're going to take Joe Burrow. So you all the answers are going to be right in front of you. Because guess what happens around?
It's an in-person draft, though, so it's like
that does complicate things. God, it is a grandma league if you're actually in person, because those are rare.
Well, the thing is, like some of them are like sharp like me, but so it's like
that's definitely old school, bro. I don't remember last time
I would rather just do it on my phone, but they're like, let's do it in person.
Yeah.
But
last time I looked a drafter in the face was like in 2012.
Yeah, I mean, it was the second year we're doing it in person, but I'd rather just do it on my phone. But anyway, I have another question. How do you think Darren Waller will do? I feel like he might have a good year.
Big year. Very excited about it.
Do you think he's worth taking in the 7th round?
Darren Waller?
Yeah.
Let me look at the ADP here in a second. One second.
Danny Dimes, baby. Get Danny Dimes over there.
What's up, Denny? My boy Denny. My boy Denny.
Denny Dimes gonna hit Darren Waller.
Yeah.
I gotta just say something. I just called in for one reason, real quick.
Okay.
Can I cut in?
Yeah, sure, Denny.
All right. So you showed your yard, right?
Yeah.
And I said, "Where's the grill?" Right? I didn't mean that. Like you're a loser. And then this dude was like, Danny's like, "Where's the grill?" He goes, "This dude said, he's got a golf course," and Danny's asking where the grill is. No, I didn't mean it like that. I meant like, where's the grill?
Well, let me clarify real quickly. I don't know if that guy was saying you don't think he's got a grill when he's got a golf course. The truth is I don't have a grill back there because the grill broke, and we threw it away, and the yard got so out of control with weeds that I didn't buy a grill. What am I going to do? Go out there and catch the whole yard on fire? So we haven't grilled in like 2 years back there. So, I was going to maybe have them build one in. I didn't. Your boy Smitty definitely tapped the budget on the backyard to the max. We'll be going and getting one of the Costco flat grills, and I didn't take offense to it, Denny. I didn't take offense to it at all. It needs a grill. You could take away my Bijan card for not having a grill at this point. I'd understand.
Yeah, somebody went in and was like, "Oh, he's asking with." No, I'm not. I'm not like that. I was like.
You don't have to apologize to me, Denny. You don't have to apologize to me. You don't have to apologize to me, Denny. Can I get these super chats real quick so I don't leave these guys hanging? 1 second, Denny. Hang tight. My one draft is in person. Lots of fun. Hey, Owen, I'm not saying that it's bad to draft in person, so I commend you, and I'm jealous in a way. I'm just saying it's an old school league if you're drafting in person. I mean, really old school. Like, if you draft in person, you've been doing it for like 15 years or something, because you don't usually find people that want to meet up and draft that is like a new league. So that's pretty cool.
I mean, we've been doing it. We've been playing together as a league for like 6 years.
Right?
But
yeah. But that's still a long time.
That's still a long time. Like, not many leagues even last that long.
Nick says the guy talking about Olave versus Gibbs round 2 probably starts 2 wide receivers. I don't know the answer to that. But Thomas says long shot in Dynasty running back D. Jackson or Zamir White. I agree, Thomas. I think Zamir White's got a lot of talent. I think Deuce Vaughn's another good one. Chase Brown, the running back for the rookie running back for the Bengals, is another one. There's a lot of good shots in the dark. Let me get on over real quickly to the wide receiver section. I'm going to take a little Justin Ross action, very, very deep, but we're in around 14. Around 14, 15, 16. Like, I'm not too worried about reaching a little bit. This last super chat from Giancarlo. Giancarlo, you still here, pal? I'm sorry, this stayed on the screen too long. Moonshot, first of all, because all $10 haulers get a moonshot. And Giancarlo said, hey, Smitty, draft is live, Superflex, Dynasty trade Eckler, Metcalf for Jerry Jeudy 1.4, which would be JSN, and the 1.11 possible Kincaid, Flowers, Charbonnet, or A-Chain. Okay, so Eckler, Metcalf for Jerry Jeudy 1.4. And so, like, let's just use Kincaid and JSN. Would I trade Eckler and Metcalf for Jeudy, JSN, and Kincaid? First of all, I'd say you don't know you're getting Kincaid, so I can't really say for certain that we can actually lock that in. I'm gonna say no on this, but I don't know. I don't trust Jeudy long term, let alone this year. I love JSN, but DK and JSN, you could just say, like, let's wash that. And so you're really talking about Eckler for 1 year, the trade value he might have. What if he plays 12 games, helps you, get into the playoffs and you win or whatever, and then he has another 7-8 games of greatness next year? I'm not saying he will. I'm just saying it feels like selling him dirt cheap. I don't know. It's tough, though. If you're in rebuild mode, JSN's a great piece. Kincaid would be a great piece, or Charbonnet would be great. Kincaid probably won't fall to 1.11, but you never know. If I knew for sure it was Kincaid and JSN, I might be more inclined. But even then, that's hard. I almost feel like you should get somebody else other than Jeudy. So I'm going to say I don't know on that one. Giancarlo, you still here? Scotty Deuce has rate my 12-man team. Barkley, St. Brown, Olave. That's fantastic. Look, Barkley and St. Brown's exactly what we have in the throne draft so far. So that's a great start. It looks good. If Olave, that would be fantastic. Devontae Smith, Connor. I don't like Connor in round 5. I'll just be honest. Hopkins 6, Monty, A-Rod, Brandon Cooks, Everett Penny. It's a pretty good team. I don't mind that team. Devontae Smith as a 4th drafted player is really decent. I just hate Connor in 5. I wonder what you could have done with that. You could have got instead of A-Rod as your quarterback, who I love, you could have got a Fields instead of Connor. That's the only thing I would say. But past that, Scotty, I mean, it's a great group of dudes you got there, pal. I appreciate your super chat, Scotty. Call in more. The phone lines are open if you want to discuss this. Owen, thank you for your super chat. Thomas, thank you. Giancarlo. Did Giancarlo say he was still here? Let me see. Oh, I'm on the clock.
I don't know.
Giancarlo. How many players do I have? I'll go Curtis Samuel here. Giancarlo dropping another super chat here. Yeah, he is still here because he just dropped a super chat. What if the Jerry Jeudy side added J.K. and Pickens? Added those two in? So now we're talking about, let me get the other deal on here. You're talking about Eckler and Metcalf for Jerry Jeudy, JSN, Kincaid, J.K. Dobbins, and Pickens? Or even if you took Jeudy out and put those two in? I don't know. Like, J.K. is hard to evaluate. That's a tough one.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. Just about Jeudy. Isn't Patrick hurt? Does that make Jeudy nicer?
Yeah, it makes him nicer for sure, Tim Patrick, because they like Tim Patrick, but they still have a very crowded wide receiver room with, especially if you include all the imaginary wide receivers that Russell Wilson has to throw to as well. Because Russell Wilson sees he sees ghosts. He has friends all over the place. I don't know, bro.
Dude, I think it's about redemption.
It could be.
I remember when he used to throw those you know, like guys that can zip it.
Yeah,
The
I know.
year
I
before
know those
last,
guys.
right? The weight like you. I know
me.
you can zip it, right?
I can zip it, Denny. I
Me?
can zip it.
I know you can. I know you can't, dude. I was gonna zip one in your chest when I saw you in Vegas, but I was like, they wouldn't let me take the football.
Did you really try and take a football in? Really?
I'm lying.
I knew you were lying. I knew you were lying.
I know you know me. Just like,
Yeah, hold on, Scotty.
I would have. I really wanted to do that, but Judy, man, I gotta give this guy a little props the way he's thinking about Judy, and I remember Wilson floating him. Like, why would he just all of a sudden just start sucking at zip in it, man? I mean, he had a bad year, man. It's all about redemption.
I will say that I do believe that he still has the touch. You know, when I watch him throw those like raindrops into, the bread basket, I start to say to myself, he still got it. He still got it. He still got the touch, but what's he like? What's he like mentally? You know what I'm saying? What, Scotty?
No, listen, Scotty, me and Smitty are talking. No, I'm just kidding.
Go ahead, Scotty. Go ahead.
Scotty, too hotty.
It was me that said, "Can I say something, Fitz?"
Oh, Fitz. Go ahead, Fitz. Then Scotty. Go ahead, Fitz.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I think he has the touch of Russell Wilson. Like, physically, I think he has, like,
yeah, he does.
The ability. But mentally, does he have the decision making? I don't know. Sometimes I question him.
Bro, when you stand out in front and do this stupid thing that he does, when you start doing the fake huddles and you're like, blue 36, and he's looking around a fake huddle, bro.
Yeah,
a
it's like
fake
losing
huddle.
his mind.
I stopped doing that when I was like 8 years old.
Bro.
I used to do that. I used to do 8, 9, 10 years old, probably up to 10, if I'm being honest, 11, maybe 12. Maybe 12. I think I probably look, okay. Maybe 13. Maybe 13. Probably stopped right when I went into high school. But I would look around the huddle and I'd go, okay, we're giving it to Smitty. And I back in 5, 4, and I'd turn around, do a jump shot, miss it, I'd redo it. Okay, backing in 3.
I told you Smitty was like this.
But when I started getting facial hair and armpit hair, that's about the time where my imaginary friends kind of dissolved into thin air. And the fact that this guy's still in front of cameras talking to imaginary people and doing fake imaginary high fives out of the huddle, I just can't take him seriously. It's like when Jameson Winston ate that W. Do you remember that when he did the W and he goes,
yeah, I do.
And he just ate the W at his hand in the huddle? I never could take Jameson Winston seriously ever again. You could call this bad analysis. I don't care. Russell Wilson, I can't buy into it. I can't.
No.
Hey, can I say anything?
I think Judy's gonna be good. But I don't think he's gonna be like that next level good. Like the signings the Broncos made, like I think if Javonte Williams like gets healthy, like they're gonna start trying to run the ball and take pressure off of Wilson. I think
Javonte could do some damage. I just don't know. Let's go to Scotty real quick. Hold on one second.
I thought that was Jamal Williams.
All right. Hey, hold on one second, Denny. Giancarlo. First of all, can I get a vote on this one? Let me just get a yes or no. I don't want anybody to elaborate because I want Scotty Dew to go next, and he's been waiting. I just want a yes or no. Dez, would you rather have? Yes. Would you rather have Eckler and Metcalf? Or just tell me the side. Eckler, Metcalf, or Judy, JSN, Kincaid, Pickens, and J.K. Dobbins. So Pickens, J.K. Dobbins, Kincaid, JSN, or Eckler, Metcalf. And you get Judy on the other side too. You like the group of them?
I'll take number 2. I'll take the group of number 2.
Yeah. Yeah, Giancarlo, if
so much upside.
Does everybody agree on the phone line? I think you're getting a ton of players there.
I think number two is definitely better.
I think I would if you took
JSN and Pickens.
Yeah, if you don't get all those players though, it does change it a little bit. Scotty Dew, what can I do for you?
Hey man, so I know you don't like Connor in the 5th round. You also got to understand, in my opinion, he's a workhorse running back. Running backs are going off the board. Let me finish because I'm at work. I'm trying to make this quick, but yeah, I had Swift on the board. I'm not a big fan of Swift. This dude gets hurt all the freaking time. I'm not a big fan. Let me talk. Can I talk, please, so I can finish, man?
Scotty.
Scotty,
I thought he was
hold
at
on.
work.
Denny.
I'm at work. I'm trying to finish this conversation, bro.
Denny, hold on. Hey, Denny, hold on 1 second. Just let him go. Scotty's a long time guy here. Scotty, you do get a little testy lately, I must say. But go ahead, Scotty.
Okay. The reason I chose Connor is because the other running back on the board is
Denny, stop.
Bro, come on, dude.
I think he's at Wendy's.
Denny, please.
Go ahead, Scotty. Scotty, I'm so sorry. I mean,
come on, man.
You mean a lot.
30 seconds, 1 minute, bro. For real.
All right.
Thank you.
It's my bad. Okay.
All right. The reason why I picked Connor because, in my opinion, they used him a lot last year.
Okay, hold on. I'll hang up on Denny. I'll hang up on.
Hang up on him, dude.
I hung up on him real quick. Denny, call back in a second. Go ahead, Scotty.
Thank you. The reason why I like him is that yes, he gets injured. He might get injured. Last year he had a good year. He had 3 down back. They're going to give him the ball a lot. They had Swift was on the board. I'm not a big fan of Swift. That dude gets hurt. He's made of freaking glass. I rather get. I was trying to get. I did get Rashad Penny late. That was my goal. So I got Penny late instead of Swift. I could have gone Rashad White. I'm not a big fan of that. I could have gone Damian Pierce. Not a big fan of that offense. I guess Houston Texans and the Cardinals are comparable. I guess as far as what they're going to be doing this year. The other running back on the board, Javonte, I should have probably grabbed him, but at the time it was questionable. I didn't, I like Javonte, but we all know that, coming off ACL tears, we don't really know how he's going to perform. So I kind of went with the safer bet with Connor. Alexander Madison was on the board, but you don't know, maybe that rookie is going to get more time than what the coaches are trying to tell everybody. There's also Ken Walker, but again, yeah, if they never drafted Charbonnet, he definitely probably wouldn't be there anymore. Gustavo actually grabbed Ken Walker at the beginning of round at 72 overall. He grabbed Ken Walker, which is a steal. So I'm happy for him on that end. But they're going to be trading with Jack Charbonnet.
Can I come in, or I just tell you my opinion? So I hear what you're saying.
Go ahead.
But I would. There's no way in hell I would draft Connor over Kenneth Walker. Look at this is the whole reason I'm doing this live stream, is to say, guys, stop overreacting to this groin situation, and not to mention, Scotty. And I love you, Scotty. I'm not saying you have to follow everything I say. You're gonna have your own thoughts. You know what I mean? But if you look at this right here, Scotty, these are the best 4 picks in fantasy football, right here.
Oh, absolutely.
Burrow,
absolutely.
Gibbs, Walker, Fields. So 5th round, just absolute steal. Like, I would never take James Conner. They're not going to be near the red zone, bro. The Cardinals. I'm in Arizona. They're going to be awful. They're going to be awful, bro. What's that noise?
I'm doing rental cars. I'm at work. I'm doing rental cars, man.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, put your seatbelt on.
Go ahead, though.
Can I say something about that situation?
Yeah, go ahead, Des.
Yeah.
I would rather have, personally, Damian Pierce over James Conner.
Agreed.
The offenses are comparable, but
Agreed.
Pierce is younger, and I feel like Texans are going to be in the red zone more than is Colt McCoy going to lead the Cardinals down to the red zone consistently? Come on.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to even rip this guy apart.
No. Scotty's not. Hopefully, Scotty doesn't take it wrong. We're just trying to say that Connor to me in the 5th round is
I'm good. Maybe previous years with Kyler and DeAndre Hopkins on the team, they can move the ball, but they're not going to move the ball, bro.
No, thanks. Let me show you real quickly, Scotty, on a draft right here. This is a random palm draft. Okay, random palm. Where's Kenneth Walker? Or where's Connor going? Let's see if I can find James Conner.
Well, probably 6th round, yeah.
8th round, Scotty.
Well, I think he was like the 20th running back off the board, so it's not a big.
Wait, when did Kenneth Walker go off the board?
He said
Connor.
after he let.
These guys that me and Gustavo drafted with, they weren't very good, man. To be honest with you.
Yeah, but bro, you can't let Kenneth Walker slip by you and take
No,
James
you
Conner.
can't. I would have drafted him in like the 4th or 5th round.
Well, Gustavo got him, so he got him at the end of the 7th or.
Well, that's great for Gustavo when he caught.
How does he go that far? I've never seen that.
Because these people are idiots. That's why.
Yeah, but hey, Scotty. I mean, let's be a little nice to them, your friends and your pals in your league. You did let him slip by you. You did let him slip by you, Gustavo. Or Scotty. Scotty, you did let him slip by you. But
I talk to Scotty?
Well, hold on, Scotty. I really like some parts of your team. I think you did a great job. I was just trying to coach you here. Give you some good takes on it for the next draft. You know what I mean, Scotty? I'm not trying to rip your team apart or anything. I like what you did. Connor is going in round 8, and you took him at 5. That's my only critique, just so you don't do it again in the next draft. Walker should have been grabbed. He's one of the best 4 picks in fantasy football 2023 because of his cost of entry and his ability to be a top 10 overall player. Go ahead, Denny. Denny, be kind as you can be, because Scotty is an important part of the show. We do love Scotty. Okay, go ahead, Denny.
Scotty, I gotta tell you, I was just busting chops. I find you very funny. I was having a good time.
He's a little Scotty. You are a little short lately, I will say. Like, I remember, like, Scotty of old. I feel like I felt like you never snapped at me. Occasionally, Scotty will tell me something. He'll be like, "Can you not interrupt me?" Scotty gets mad.
Where is Scotty?
Hawaii.
I don't get mad when I'm trying to talk and I tell y'all like, hey, I only got like a little bit of time, and then I get interrupted. That's when I.
But isn't that like walking into a
triple whopper with cheese? Bring it up there. That's number 13. I'll take old triple whopper. Scotty, give me a triple whopper with
Scotty, this is just the way Denny is. You got to accept it. He's like that family member that, like, you can't really get rid of, and he just grows on you. Okay. First of all, Scotty's in Hawaii, so the laughs on us, or laughs on him. He's got the last laugh. He's sitting there in Hawaii, and we're all sitting here wherever we are.
He's on a beach somewhere.
Yeah, he's on a beach.
I'm riding Waikiki. I'm working. I'm cleaning the rental cars, bro. Easy money.
I know, but you get to walk out and go surfing if you want.
I saw the Dog the Bounty Hunter. And they showed all the ice those mofos are doing out there. Scotty, you're in paradise, but you're at work. I get it, and I just I'll take a double whopper with cheese. Can I get?
All right, let's go.
Right,
okay, hey. Let's go over to Mystic real quick. Unless Scotty, do you have a final comment? You can hold, Scotty, if you want. You don't have to leave. You can.
I got a final comment before I have to get back to it.
Okay.
I mean, I like Walker. I don't know, man. Maybe you're just more higher on him, but I should have. You're right. I should have grabbed him, but in the end, my buddy Gustavo grabbed him, so it's all good. I still feel like I gotta.
Maybe you can combine teams.
I'll take a number 3 with the.
I'll just trade him.
Scotty.
Why, Denny? Why do you keep ordering food? Where?
That wasn't me.
All
right.
Hey,
hey, Scott. Hold on, Denny. Let me say bye to Scotty. Denny, hold on.
Scotty.
Scotty.
Bye, Scotty.
Appreciate you, Scotty.
All right.
Thank you, Smitty.
All right, later, pal. Appreciate you. Later.
Hey, bud.
All right, let's go over to Mystic real quick. Mystic, where are you calling? Are you calling from Hawaii?
No, man. I'm calling from Texas.
Okay.
I like Texas.
Complete opposite, but hey, we like Texas too. Mystic.
No, that's the new complete.
What can I do for you?
I was just calling to let you know I ended up trading away Josh Jacobs for Damian Pearson at first. Had to do it.
Uh,
Couldn't stay with Jacobs.
Yeah, is that got a possibility of being like an early first?
I don't know, because the guy that I got the first, he won the league last year.
So probably not.
So
well,
probably not.
I still think it could be a good trade. Sure. I mean, Jacobs is Jacobs is a good player, but he's in a really bad situation. And I probably would have taken that too, especially if you can flip the first rounder, because first rounders have value. You can just say, hey, I'll give you a first rounder. And people are like, okay. So, maybe you can upgrade that into I don't know, maybe you can trade Pierce and the first rounder for Gibbs. Maybe you can trade Pierce and 2 first rounders, one of those that you got for free. And then ultimately you're trading Jacobs and a first rounder of your own for Gibbs. And I'd do that in a heartbeat. Like just stuff like that, upgrade your quarterback into a Fields or Burrow using that first rounder. And now you got Pierce and an upgraded quarterback, so that's great move.
Yeah, I'm just like you, bro. I couldn't have Josh Jacobs on my team anymore, dude.
Yeah, what happens if he fails? He's not getting anything next year. Hey, Denny,
Another thing is
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
No. Go ahead,
Another
Mystic.
thing is I traded away Dalvin Cook for a 25 first, second, and third.
Why would someone do that? Why would someone do that?
This kid's gangster.
Why would somebody do that? That's almost like
because in that same league I'm in, they're all redraft minded.
They're something. I think they're
Denny.
Okay, all right.
I'm proud of Denny for like holding back. He kind of knows better now.
I got yelled at by Miss Smitty. I got personally yelled at by Miss Smitty.
Thomas, let's see. Thomas, I read your super chat. Thomas, you must have stepped out. Thomas said long shot in Dynasty running back D Jackson or Zamir White. I did get to that. I said I like Zamir White, but the only problem with Zamir White though, just as my answer to the long shot upside, is that if I hate the situation for Jacobs, who proved to be he was the rushing leader last year, I don't know that I love it for Zamir White either, but I do like Zamir White a little bit. Dynasty long shot. I mean, that's a great way to phrase it, and I agree with you, Thomas. Long shot, like it, but I think I said Deuce Vaughn's also a long shot. Chris Brown, Chase Brown is a long shot running back. Stab, those are all good ones. Ingram, the rookie, there's a handful of them. A-Chain, obviously, but it's a bigger name. Roshan Johnson's a bigger name, but those are all good ones as well. Guys, I'm going to circle around the phone line. We've been live for a good hour and 20 minutes, and I think I've answered all the super chats, but let me see if I can get through those real quickly.
Yeah, I got a question for you.
Okay.
So we were talking about Darren Waller. Like, how do you think he's gonna do? And like, is he worth drafting in the 7th round of a 10-team league?
7th round.
Yes.
Yes, he went. So here's a random puppy draft, I think, and he went in the 7th round in the middle. So let's just take a look at the players before and after, just to confirm and let you know. So Brandon Cooks, Treylon Burks, Darren Waller, Quentin Johnson. I'm just reading across line 7. Quentin Johnson, Dallas Goedert, Trevor Lawrence, Gabe Davis. Right. Below that, you've got Pacheco, Kamara, Cook, Cortland Sutton, Sky Moore. Those are all, that's about right. I don't think that's too early, too late. I guess what I would say to you is this. I would say I want Trevor Lawrence over him if I don't have a quarterback. Waller and Goddard's close, but I do believe Waller's going to have a good year. He's going to be the number 1 receiver for the Giants. Plain and simple.
Yeah, and who's the receiving core for the Giants? Like,
it's deep. It's deep, but it's not like elite. It's just a bunch of number 2s and 3s, but there's a lot of them. So it's not like there's a shortage of wide receivers. It's not like, he has no one to throw to. It's more of Waller's the best one of them all. You have Slayton, you have Hyatt. I like Jalen Hyatt a lot. You got Slayton, Hyatt, Hodgins.
Jalen Hyatt.
Yeah, I like Hyatt a lot. I do like Hyatt. I mean, you got a grip of guys, and that's not even all of them. But Waller's going to be the leading receiver. So yeah, Trevor Lawrence I like more. Pacheco and Kamara and Swift are sometimes going after, and I'd rather have all 3 of those guys though. But
Right.
Damian Pierce, I'd rather have JSN, George Pickens, Jahan Dotson, maybe even Mike Evans. I'd rather have JSN, like I said. But then, like, that's right where he is, and that's acceptable. So my answer is I love him.
Okay, so let's say I don't take Darren Waller and I take one of those players. Like, do I just take a tight end later and just take Kinchard and what's that other tight end on the tight end?
Who'd you say Kinchard? What?
What's that tight end on the Buffalo Bills?
Kincaid.
Kinchard.
Kinchard.
I didn't know how to pronounce it.
I think I heard somebody say yeah. Like somebody just said yeah when you're like Kinchard. Someone's like yeah. I don't know who said yeah on the phone line, but I thought I heard a yeah. Like you were confirming Kincha. Get Kincha. It's Kincaid. Go get Kincaided.
I'm stupid. Don't listen to me.
Real quickly, hold on. Real quickly, hold on. Angus has something he wants to say.
Angus A. purchased $1.99 from Angus A. Smitty, it's Angus.
Smitty, it's Angus. Thank you, Angus. Appreciate you announcing you're here. Yeah, Kincaid. I don't know if you've seen this. Yeah, Kincaid is getting Kincaided. And Okonkwo, yeah. Kincaid and Okonkwo are my favorite tight end duo.
So would you rather take like a George Pickens and then like just take a tight end late instead of like drafting a Darren Waller?
Yes and no. Like I said, those players I listed off, I tend to draft over Waller. But maybe one out of every like 3 or 4 one out of every like 10 drafts, I will force Waller over some of those guys just to get some variation going. And I do.
Like I just feel really good about Waller.
Then
like,
do
I'd
it.
rather have
Then
Waller
trust
over
him.
like Hawkinson or
Trust him, bro. Take him in like
even Kittle.
Take him in
even Kittle. Like I don't think I think he's gonna be better than those two.
Take him in a couple drafts.
He's going after that.
Dude, you've talked about him nonstop for like 4 minutes. You better draft him, or I'm gonna send you on a lap because your gut's telling you to draft him. All right, hang tight real quick. Dynasty 6 pick. I went Walker over Jacobs. Dynasty 6 pick. I went Walker over Jacobs. Did I get Walker too early? At 6 overall? What are we talking about here? This can't be. Dynasty 6 pick. I went Walker over Jacobs. Did I get Walker too early? Superflex PPR league went Lawrence. Okay, here he's going to give us the order here. I should just keep reading before I start questioning it. Went Lawrence, Waddle, Walker. Okay, Lawrence, Waddle, Walker. Yeah, it is too early because in a Superflex, in a 1 QB, he's going in the 4th, 5th right now with the groin injury, 6th round. So Superflex. Well, I guess is it Dynasty? Yeah, Dynasty. I guess in Dynasty you could say a round earlier. So I'd say you should have taken him in the 4th or 5th round. But dude, it depends on the suggested rank. If it was like ranking him really high, then someone was going to take him. But it is early. In a Superflex, he should have went round 4 in a Dynasty Superflex. Lawrence, Waddle, Walker. Andrews is a great tight end, though, at that spot. Pittman, Judy. Don't love Judy, but a lot of people do, so you're in good company because a lot of people in here love him. That's a good start, bro. That's a really, really, really good start. I thank you for the $10 hauler, by the way.
To the moon.
Shot. And that's a fantastic core. I mean, regardless of if you reached a little bit. T-Law in a Superflex. Waddle, Walker, Andrews. That's a crazy 4. That's a good grouping of 4, bro. I like that a lot. That's a nice job. Smitty, the GOAT, White, Javonte, Kamara, or Pacheco. I'm going to go... Right now, I'm going to go Javonte. Second, I'd probably say Pacheco, and then I'd say Kamara and White are kind of tied for me. And that's from like a redraft perspective. Chubbs, appreciate you dropping that super chat on screen, my guy. All right, go ahead. Who was talking a minute ago? Was it Fitzy or was?
I was talking. I was going to ask another question. Would you because you just talked about Waddle? Would you draft Olave over Waddle in a PPR or what?
I would. I know I'm alone on that.
Yeah, I think I would too.
Not very many people are going to agree with me, but I take Olave in round 2. I mean, so clearly I don't take Waddle in round 2. It's no
You're right.
No disrespect to him,
Right.
but a lot of people are going to say they don't take Olave in round 2. But Olave is the number 1 wide receiver for his team. You know, Mike Thomas truthers are going to say differently, but that's fine. They think the world's flat. Michael Thomas truthers that still believe he's the number 1 wide receiver believe the world is flat. I think those correlate. You know what I mean?
They must be Kyrie Irving fans.
Yeah.
And what I haven't heard you say anything about Zay Flowers. Like, what do you think? You think he's gonna have a good year?
Bro,
Boston College.
I gotta say, I feel like adding Zay Flowers right back onto the Moon Man list. We're running out of spots.
I've been watching a few. I've been watching the past
That's enough questions, Barry.
Denny's. Yeah, first of all, who am I talking to, Fitzy or Mystic?
Yeah, Fitzy.
Okay, Fitzy. Denny's cutting you off, but just hang tight. Denny's, I guess, in charge of question counting. So hang tight, Fitzy. Denny, let me finish answering his question, and we'll come back to Fitzy. Well, Denny will forget, and then we'll come back.
Fitzy?
Yeah, go ahead, Denny.
Yeah, too many questions.
Yeah, Denny.
Look, Fitzy's trying to get his fill. That's all. He's got the source in front of him, and he's just trying to get his questions out. But
I could talk football all day, to be honest.
Yeah. So Flowers may return to the Moon Man list. Let me just say that, Fitzy, because he's looking electric. He's unguardable. He's Antonio Brown potentially. So I'm almost
trying to compete with OBJ for.
I'm almost
the number 1 wide receiver.
I'm almost disappointed in myself for even taking Flowers off. I'm ashamed of myself for taking Flowers off the Moon Man list. That was a dumb move. It's a dumb move on my part. Take a lap, me.
I'll take a lap.
All right.
Tell this guy to shut up, Smitty. Tell him to shut up.
Denny, you tell me who needs to go next. Is it Dez? Is it Mystic? Or is it you? Because apparently you're the comment police. Okay, Mystic, you're live. Denny picked you.
I really don't have anything.
Oh, he's not ready.
Just listening.
You know what? That's what I love about Mystic. He's just a mystic. He's just enjoying himself. Who knows? Maybe he's having maybe he's smoking a cigar, looking out in the yard, pondering life. He's
all right. Well, that leaves us Dez.
I'll go ahead and hang up. And I'll be listening in the podcast. All right.
Who's hanging up? Who's hanging up? Mystic. All right, you don't.
I think Mystic said that.
Hey, Mystic, you don't have to hang up because of Denny, but I'm gonna cycle you all off the line anyway. So, Mystic, I'll see you later, pal. I appreciate you. We'll be probably drafting.
I already got yelled at, man.
Yeah. All right, later, Mystic. Appreciate you, pal. Call him tomorrow, okay?
Have a good one.
Call him tomorrow.
I will.
All right, later.
Have a good one, man.
All right, Dez, final thoughts.
All right. Yeah. My final thoughts. I thought my name was Denny. Oh, was your name Denny?
No, I said Dez.
Listen,
I said Dez.
Listen to me when you go to this.
All right, Dez, final thoughts. Dez.
All right. Guys in
here, why don't we do this? Denny, fine.
Dynasty League. No,
Denny.
Sweetie,
Final thoughts,
listen.
Denny.
Guys in Dynasty Leagues. If you can stay in a Dynasty League with these bastards are your friends, you realize how much you hate your friends in the Dynasty League. I swear, I hate, I've been in almost fist fights over Dynasty League, over trades, and you feel like people are in collusion with each other.
Yeah.
That guy Chris called up, and I thought that was awesome when he said, we're re-upping our Dynasty. You know what? I want to re-up my Dynasty League, too, because these guys are just, Dynasty Leagues are nasty. Smitty, am I right with this?
They are. Dynasty Leagues, they get people hot and bothered, and friendships. You know what? Friendships end over football in general. But mainly fantasy football. So many people get so upset about everything. Like I can't tell you how many times people just get just upset at me in general for having an opinion. You know, just having an opinion. But look, we're family. We're family.
Yeah. I know we're all family.
We're all gonna spill milk at dinner. It's gonna happen on occasion, and everybody needs to just get back on the saddle and move forward. But Denny, real quickly, unless you want to give me your final thoughts and jump off the phone line, let me go over to Dez and get Dez's final thoughts. Unless you want to go first, Denny.
I'll hang on and listen to his final
Okay,
thoughts.
so hang tight. Dez, final thoughts. Thank you, Reebok.
Just two real quick questions. So I know there's been like a lot of trouble in the water with like these mid to late second and third round, or mid to late second round, early third round running backs with like JT, Josh Jacobs. Just to throw some more, to add some clarity, what are your thoughts with Tony Pollard as far as, this being his first real, starting gig, and do you have any concerns with his durability over the full 17-game slate?
The only thing that concerns me is he had that kind of strange surgery where they insert a basically, it's kind of crazy. Cooper Kupp had it too. So there's there's a lot of concern about, what does this look like from a long-term perspective. But the fact that this guy is young, he's actually not a small player. He's bigger than Bijan, which a lot of people don't know. He's 6 foot, 209 pounds, whatever, 210 pounds, 200. Probably could play at 212 pretty easily. He's bigger than Bijan. He's bigger than Bijan, and people keep saying he can't handle the load. He's not a big back. He's perfect size for an RB. But what they did was here's the foot. He broke his fibula, and they drilled into the bone here, and they go through and they put this like piece in here, and then this other part of it flips out, and then the piece flips out here, and it keeps it like at a certain distance and keeps it like secure and firm. And it's called what's it called?
Tibia.
No, the surgery. It's called the let's see, Tony Pollard surgery. What's it called? The tightrope. So it's a tightrope surgery. But to my knowledge, the reports on the tightrope surgery are very good. Tua had it, and he hasn't had any problems with that specific part of his body. He's obviously having concussion issues, but the tightrope surgery is still, I don't want to say new, but like not a ton of people have it. It's kind of similar to the way that this model was actually just designed. See how that bar goes through there on the two bones there? Mm-hmm. The tightrope is basically like that. They essentially insert a bar all the way through, or like a wire all the way through, and then it forces the bone to be, the bones to be that far apart, and essentially just holds them in place. But it's a successful surgery. But my only concern with Pollard is, if all that's good, and all indications are everything's very good. And there's video of him working out. He's thrusting. He's like taking this machine and just smashing it to pieces. And burst is there. Tony Pollard is probably the most efficient and elusive running back on paper, stat-wise, in the NFL. Like if you look at the stats and you look at the elusiveness of him and his ability to make big plays, he's one of the biggest playmakers in the National Football League, and he's on an offense that is very proven. It's changing a little bit. Kellen Moore's gone, and now they're going to run the ball a little more. Hopefully that doesn't backfire and just make them a very easy to predict offense or something like that. But as long as it goes well, I think as long as things don't collapse, I think Tony Pollard has a top 5 to 10 running back season. He could easily be a top 5 running back. I'm willing to bet an entire league. Let's say it was a $200 or $300 entry fee league. I would have no problems whatsoever putting it all on the line on Tony Pollard and like the 2-3 turn. No problem at all. I wouldn't even hesitate. Would I draft him in every single league? No, and that's just me being honest about, there are some unknowns about the offense, and hoping that tightrope surgery was good. Now, Cooper Kupp had the tightrope surgery. We'll see how that works out for him. Tony Pollard had it. I think Tannehill had it, if I'm remembering correctly. Tua has had it. Other players have had it, and it's been very successful. It's just concerning when you hear that someone's having some procedure like that. But, I think Tony Pollard looks fantastic right now. He's showing no signs of having any issues at all. And a lot of times a broken bone heals stronger. You know, when you break your bone, essentially what happens is once there's a crack there, so there's a crack in the bone, whether you snap it or whatever, and as long as it's in place again, it will fuse together and almost build more on top of it and really, really secure that crack. And sometimes that crack is stronger than that piece of bone before the crack was there. So, I have zero concerns about Pollard right now at this point. I think he's a big back. Everyone calls him a small backy. Top 5 to 10 running back season. I'm almost all in on him, but it's more the Cowboys offense that makes me say I don't want him in every single league. But I want tons of Pollard, bro. Tons of Pollard shares.
Right.
Can I jump in here?
In my last.
Real quick, Denny, go.
I have one last question. And
okay. Yeah, go ahead, Mystic.
Oh, Des, yeah. One last question.
Sorry, Des.
Do you have who's of the rookie wide receivers? Who do you think has the best chance of winning Offensive Player or Rookie of the Year?
JSN. I love Zay Flowers a lot. I think Zay Flowers could be in the mix for wide receivers. So JSN's probably the best. Of all the rookies, it's Bijan. Bijan's going to knock it out of the park. I mean, Gibbs will be close, I think, but Bijan's going to just be unbelievable. So give me Gibbs and Bijan in a very close race for Offensive Rookie of the Year. But I think if you're telling me wide receiver, I got to choose a wide receiver. I'd say JSN followed by Flowers, but not too far behind. Let me get the super chat. Okay, Fitzy, call him tomorrow, pal. Or no, Des, call him tomorrow. Des, I'm sorry, I keep calling you different names.
Yes, sir.
Des, call him tomorrow. Appreciate you, Des.
Excellent.
Hey, good.
Yes,
hey,
sir,
Des.
yes, sir.
Good news is, if I ever get mad, I won't even remember who I'm yelling at. So, you calling, you could tell me to go shove it, and tomorrow I'll be like, Des, what's up? I think Des
said that.
Des is that guy that came in and gave me my flowers. All right, later, Des.
All right.
What, Denny? Do you want to say something to Des?
Yeah.
Denny?
Ready?
Yeah.
All right. You like Pollard a lot, right?
All right, later, Des. Appreciate you. Yes, I love Pollard. I love Pollard.
Love Des. You love Pollard?
Yeah.
All right. Pollard goes under 1,000 yards this year. You grow out a mullet. Can we do that?
Without injury.
I can't even grow a mullet. No, I can't grow. My mullet. I wouldn't get anything. It wouldn't. Not to mention. I mean, what's in it for me? I don't need him to run for 1,000 yards. That's not something I want to do. That doesn't sound good, Denny.
Wait, Denny, where are you from?
Geez, I thought it was funny. I didn't mean to. You getting all
No,
mad
you
about
did.
a mullet?
You didn't get me upset. I don't. That's not a fun bet for me. I don't want to grow a mullet.
All right.
Where's Denny from? Denny, where are you from?
Boston. I'm from Boston.
Let's go, Massachusetts, baby.
Not to
Patriots.
mention, Denny. One reason I don't do that is because then everything I say, people are like, bet on it. You know what I mean? So I normally don't even accept those things. That'll open the door. Then, bro, can you imagine by the end of the season, I got a mullet, I got a nose ring, I got a teardrop tattoo. I got plugs in my ears. I got ear plug. Every time I say something, I'd be like, I'd say Garrett Wilson, top 3 to 5 wide receiver. Oh yeah, grow a mullet. If it doesn't happen, grow a mullet.
All right. I'm sorry. I didn't know you were going to get that mad.
No, I'm not mad. I'm not mad, Denny. You know I don't get mad. All right, Denny.
Wait, Denny, are you a Patriots fan?
Yes. Yeah. I've been.
What do you think? What do you think Mac Jones will do this year? I think Mac Jones will have a good year.
I agree. I think he's going to get his crap right. I'm not going to say S word, but yeah, I don't think Smitty agrees. But
Tyler, hang tight.
Really do. No.
Hey.
I think he's going to zip it.
Hey, Denny, I got to get to the super chat, but I have one question here, or one comment. Trey says, as a man with a mullet, considering getting a mullet as a punishment has me crying. So Trey's.
Hey, I love it. I don't mean, who am I talking to right now? I know I'm talking to a past man, but I actually do believe. What's your name?
Fitzy.
Fitzy?
Yeah.
Irish guy.
Yeah.
That's an Irish name, right?
Yeah. I'm from England.
Hey, I love you. Hey, you know what? I truly do believe in Mac Jones this year. I really do. And
So does Travis.
Fitzy? All right, I'm gonna get off.
When we beat the Jets twice, it's gonna be so good.
Oh crap! I gotta tell you the truth. I'm scared of.
You're gonna grow a mullet?
I'm scared of that quarterback they got now. I gotta be honest. Yeah, he can zip it, and he's got. I looked at other guy.
Yeah, but Christian Gonzalez is gonna clamp him up.
All right, hey guys, I gotta roll. I'm tired. Denny, appreciate you.
Sorry, Smitty.
That's right. I'm gonna hang up on both of you. I'm gonna hang up on both of you.
Smitty, can I ask you one question?
Yeah, hurry up, Fizzy.
Well, who do you think the number one wide receiver in Kansas City is going to be? Like, do you think it's just going to end up being Tony? Like, he's hurt, but I don't really believe in him because he's hurt.
I mean, yeah, the easy answer is Kelsey. Everyone knows.
Drafting like Sky Moore at the end of drafts is like
a
good
think,
lottery ticket.
Okay, so here's the thing. Sky Moore has been anointed the slot wide receiver, so he's got a secure starting job. And if Tony's the main current plan is Tony's the main top dog wide receiver and he's not healthy, guess what? Sky Moore is probably the most likely to absorb volume right away. Rashee Rice has been looking really good, but keep in mind it's a very complicated system that Andy Reid doesn't truly lean on rookies or new players to the offense very quickly. Usually, he sometimes does, but usually he does not. And I think that Sky Moore is the safest bet. But if you're asking me, I still believe Ross is a very amazing talent. Like Ross is a guy I hope becomes the number one.
Didn't John Ross retire?
Justin Ross. He was
Justin Ross. Sorry,
totally different player. Justin Ross had the spinal fusion, and they like fused his spine, and he came out of college, or he was coming out of college before he actually, entered the draft and didn't get drafted. He had spinal fusion like surgery, and everyone's just like, how can he play football? But they cleared him. They said he's at no more risk than any other player of having like a spine injury. And then he had a foot injury last year, and that held him back. But he's got Patrick Mahomes' trust. And so he's got huge upside. But if I had to say, I would say I still believe in Tony. He's injured right now, but I think he'll be back and healthy and ready to go. The question is, does he get hurt right away again? I don't know. But he's so electric. He's second in the NFL in targets per route run, ahead of Travis Kelce. He was second in the NFL. Travis Kelce had like a 27% rate or whatever, and Tony has a 29%. And I know it's a small sample size, but it just shows that when he's on the field, Mahomes targets him. So
right.
He's just got to stay on the field. But Sky Moore's the safest bet.
It's just like the meniscus injury. It's just like scary. Like I had a meniscus injury. Like it's I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a quick turnaround time, in my opinion.
Yeah, I saw that on the news.
I'm going to hang up on you guys in 5 seconds. I appreciate you both. Call in tomorrow. Call in tomorrow.
Let me talk to him real quick.
4.
Smitty, let me talk to him real quick.
3.
Before you
Okay. I'm going to hang up in 12 seconds. So you got 12 seconds. Go.
Okay. Who's the guy you're talking to?
You're talking.
I know he's a pass fan.
You're talking to Fitzy. Go.
All right, Fitzy. You're an Irish kid, dude. I love you. You can zip it. Smitty can zip it. I'm telling you, Oh, man, Mac Jones is going to come around.
4,
All right.
3,
Let's go back
2.
10. Back 10.
Smitty,
I appreciate you.
Bye.
All right. Hey, Tyler, are you still here, bro? Will Smitty ever publish a fantasy football magazine? No, bro, because there's no money in that. It's a big drain of. No one buys a magazine anymore. But appreciate you. I'll go stick my business cards in the magazines at Target. How's that? Tyler, appreciate you. Tyler, are you still here? Tyler says, Smitty, you're on the clock in the second round and looking for a wideout. Assuming Amon-Ra and Garrett Wilson are... I thought I was on the clock for a second. I was reading that like he was saying I'm on the clock in a league or something. He's like, Smitty, you're on the clock in the second round. I am? And you're looking for a wideout. Assuming Amon-Ra and Garrett Wilson are gone, are you taking DK, Olave, Higgins, Waddle, Devontae Smith? Tyler, appreciate you. I'm sorry about the delay, and I thank you for your super chat. Good news is you get my full attention here instead of hearing Denny screaming in the background, which I love. Denny's my man. DK's not a second rounder, bro. He's not a second rounder. Higgins, to me, as much as other people will say it, and I know people get mad at me, but Higgins isn't a second rounder. He's a good third drafted player, but not even like a great third drafted player. I like Higgins, but he is not a great third drafted player. I'm sorry. I just don't. He's often injured. He's the second wide receiver on the team. Waddle, I know people think Waddle is a great second drafted player, but I also feel he's an elite third drafted player. So he's better than Higgins in terms of being, wide receiver 1 if you're going cheap wide receiver 1 shopping. But Waddle is not a second rounder to me. Devontae Smith is not a second rounder, but he's a fantastic third drafted player as well. The only player here that I believe, and a lot of people will say the same thing about Olave. He's not a good third or second drafted player. I believe he is. I would go Olave. It wouldn't be much of a hesitation for me. I see this guy going to the moon and back. Reebok, my boy Reebok in the building. Appreciate Reebok. Trey, sorry about the mullet comments. Wear your mullet proudly. Don't worry about us. Thomas, who is a lifetime member on the Fantasy Football Show, by the way, he bought that the other night. He said, hey, Smitty, I purchased a lifetime content and a 2-year text plan. How do I gain access to the content again? Do you have a new text line number? Click on the text advice on the top of the site, and it will give you the instructions of how to text me. You got to download WhatsApp. It's a free app. It's very easy to use. Even if you're like, I got to use an app, I'm telling you, you'll love the app for the communication. You can leave voice messages. Attachments are a breeze. So follow the instructions. They're very easy. Go to the text advice tab on thefantasyfootballshow.com. Just go to the text device tab, which is right here. See, text device. Click on this bad boy right here or right here, and it will take you to where you need to go. And you can, send me a text. If you can't access your content for some reason, email me and remind me. Email me real quick and tell me if for any reason you can't. Rankings, bold predictions, trade calculators, all the content, thefantasyfootballshow.com. Appreciate you with the $5 holler, Thomas. We are out of here for tonight. Hit that thumb up button on your way out the door. We got 120 of you still in here, and can't thank you enough for helping this channel grow. Been trying to hang up on them. Oh, Aloha's laughing at how long it took me to get off the phone line. We're almost at 20K, so we'll be changing the sign above this board here in a very short amount of time. We're about to hit 20K, which is a pretty big deal. We hit 16, 17, 18K. It's those hard line numbers like 20K, 30K, 40K, 50K, obviously 100K. It's going to be fantastic once we hit that 100K. That's probably the only time I'm going to really pause and actually be proud of myself or what I'm doing here, because honestly, I'm not the kind of person that's like, I'm more driven and I'm not stopping until we get somewhere. I'm not going to leave and relish and look back. I'm like Bill Belichick. You win the Super Bowl. It's like, we got to get ready for week 1 the next day. So I think 25K will be a big moment. I think 20K is big, but 25K will be a big moment, I think, 50K will be a big moment, 75K will be a big moment, and 100K will be the moment where I really feel like, damn, we've done something big. And I'm just appreciative of all of you that have helped us grow. And please tell everybody you can. Spread the word. I know it's not easy to tell your close league mates, but you've got other people you work with. You got people that just love football that you talk to. There's a guy standing there in a Dolphins jersey at the bakery when you're in line. You could just say, hey, bro, you got to watch this show called The Fantasy Football Show. Do what you can to just spread the word. Okay? Appreciate you all. I'll see you tomorrow. And tomorrow's Friday, right? Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you all. Don't forget, we're live now at 8 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday instead of 7. The show is permanently moved to 8 p.m. Eastern, which is about 99% good, to everybody. Because 4 p.m. West Coast was a weird time. 7 p.m. wasn't, but 4 p.m. was. So now this is fits into more people's schedule. See you all later. But the continuum of the gigawatt component structure of Jahmyr Gibbs' workload divide has a megawatt offload that if you compartmentalize the component conjunction timekeeper and you flux capacitor out the continuum component megabolt, things just end up happening. And that's why Jahmyr Gibbs is a top 5 to 10 running back instead of top 6 to 10.
Law Dog Milk for mains on sale this season. Soak your mane and win a league. Law Dog Milk.
People are getting burrowed left and right, and people are going to remember it.
Get burrowed.